The British Museum. Sub-Basement 3. Department of Anomalous Antiquities. My name is Dr. Nathaniel Ashcroft, Senior Archivist, Custodian of Restricted Collections. What you are about to hear has been recovered from sealed files, letters, journals, and testimonies once thought too disturbing for public record. Every statement you hear is drawn from Britain's forgotten centuries, the whispered history that hides between faith and fear. These are the National Occult Archives, filed, preserved, never closed. The following document was never intended for public release. Case file NOA1547M. Classification: Testimony of a parish priest. Date of statement: 9th day of February, 1547. Location: St. Aldhelm's Church, Dorset. Author: Father Edmund Byrne, parish priest. Testimony regarding the bell tower. I, Father Edmund Byrne, do testify about events that continue within the bell tower of this church. For 3 weeks now, the bells have rung at hours when no hand pulls the ropes. The sounds begin always at 3 of the clock in the morning. I have climbed the tower many times to investigate. The ropes hang still when I arrive. No wind disturbs them. No person hides in the shadows. Yet the moment I descend the stairs, the ringing begins again. Brother Thomas stayed with me one night to witness this. We both heard the bells clearly from the nave. We ran together up the narrow steps. The tower stood empty as always. Brother Thomas placed his hand upon one bell. He said he felt it trembling, as if it had just ceased ringing moments before. The villagers no longer come to morning prayers. They say the bells call to something that should not be summoned. Old Margaret from the mill claims she sees a figure in the tower window when the ringing starts. She describes robes of a monk, though no monastery has stood here for 200 years. I have searched the church records for any death in the tower. The pages from the year 1312 are missing. Someone removed them, or they crumbled to dust long ago. Last Sunday, I blessed the bells with holy water and prayed for any restless soul. That night, the ringing lasted until dawn. It was not the sound of celebration. It was the sound of warning, or perhaps of mourning. I can no longer climb those stairs without feeling I am being watched. Something dwells in that tower. It will not leave. It rings those bells with purpose, though I cannot understand what message it sends. The bishop has been informed. He says I must continue my duties and not speak of this to the congregation, but they already know. They hear the bells just as I do. This testimony I give freely, that there may be record of what continues here. Father Edmund Byrne, parish priest. St. Aldhelm's Church, Dorset, 9th day of February, 1547. Archivist's note: Dr. Nathaniel Ashcroft. This document was recovered from Dorset County Archives during routine cataloguing. Church records confirm Father Byrne served at St. Aldhelm's from 1545 to 1549. The bell tower was sealed in 1548 for reasons not specified in surviving records. Cross-reference NOA1312F regarding unexplained bell phenomena. End of file. Proceeding to next recovered document. The following document was never intended for public release. Case file NOA1623H. Classification: Personal account of a physician. Date of statement: 27th of October, 1623. Location: Ashwood Manor, Yorkshire. Author: Dr. William Haddock. Physician: Account of treatment at Ashwood Manor Were. Dr. William Haddock. Do record my observations regarding Lady Catherine Ashwood. Lord Ashwood summoned me to examine his wife on the 20th of this month. He said she had not spoken for 6 days. She would not eat. She would not sleep. She sat in her chamber staring at the eastern wall. When I arrived, I found Lady Catherine exactly as described. Her eyes remained fixed upon a portrait of her late mother. The painting hung where it had for 20 years. I examined her thoroughly and found no sign of fever or illness. Her pulse beat strong and steady. Her breathing came regular and calm. Yet she would not acknowledge my presence or her husband's pleas. I prescribed several remedies, though I doubted they would help. That night, I was given a room in the manor to monitor her condition. At midnight, I woke to footsteps in the corridor. I opened my door and saw Lady Catherine walking toward the east wing. She moved as one in deep slumber, though her eyes were open. I followed at a distance, unwilling to startle her. She entered a storage room I had not known existed. Inside, I found 7 more portraits stacked against the walls. All showed the same woman from different ages, Lady Catherine's mother, I presumed. Lady Catherine knelt before them and began to whisper. I could not understand the words, though they sounded like prayers. Then she turned to me, and I saw her face clearly in the candlelight. Her expression was not her own. The features remained Lady Catherine's, but something else looked out through her eyes. She smiled in a way I had never seen a person smile. She spoke then, but the voice belonged to someone much older. She will stay with me now, the voice said. She has always been mine. I fled that room and woke Lord Ashwood immediately. We returned together to find Lady Catherine unconscious on the floor. The portraits had been turned to face the wall. Since that night, Lady Catherine has not returned to herself. She sits in her chamber still, staring at that portrait. Sometimes her lips move, but no sound emerges. Lord Ashwood asked me to remain and continue treatment. I declined. Whatever holds Lady Catherine cannot be treated with medicine. I have recorded this account so that others may know what I witnessed. I will not return to Ashwood Manor. Dr. William Haddock, physician, Ashwood Manor, Yorkshire, 27th of October, 1623. Archivist's note, Dr. Nathaniel Ashcroft. Dr. Haddock's account surfaced at a London estate sale in 2019. Parish records show Lady Catherine Ashwood died in November 1623. Cause unspecified. The manor burned in 1647. No portraits survived. Several accounts from Yorkshire between 1620 to 1650 describe similar cases of maternal influence beyond death. Classification: familial attachment phenomena. End of file. Case closed to public record. The original document remains sealed within the vaults of the British Museum. Further access requires written authorization or curiosity strong enough to ignore the warnings. Until next time, these are the National Occult Archives.